People often say that a single moment can change an entire life. For this teenage boy, that moment began on a foggy morning when he stood by an old river, ready to quit school, quit trying, and quit himself. But then, a stranger appeared, an old man, and that meeting changed the boy's life forever. His name was Evan, a 15-year-old kid. Evan was the kind of teenager you'd see anywhere, quiet, a little lazy, overwhelmed at times, and constantly feeling like he wasn't good enough. That year felt like disaster. He got cut from the school basketball team. His grades dropped, his parents were arguing every night. Friends started drifting away. One morning, unable to take it anymore, Evan left the house and headed to the river behind town, his escape every time life felt too heavy. He threw his backpack onto the ground and yelled into the empty air, "I'm done, I can't do this anymore." On a worn-out wooden bench by the river, an elderly man with silver hair sat quietly, fishing. He heard Evan's shout but didn't turn around. After a moment, he simply said, "The river only roars when it hits the rocks. People only hurt when life is trying to teach them something." Evan frowned. "You don't understand. I'm failing at everything." The old man smiled gently. "I've failed more times than you've lived. Sit down. Let me tell you something." Strangely, Evan couldn't walk away. There was something calming in the man's voice. The old man picked up 2 rusty buckets from under the bench. One was heavy with mud, the other was empty. He asked, "Which one do you think is easier to carry?" "The empty one, obviously." He nodded. "Bad habits are like the heavy bucket. You carry them every day, and they slow you down." He handed Evan the empty bucket. "Good habits are like this one. Light at first, but if you fill it a little every day, it will nourish your whole life." For the first time, Evan felt someone truly saw his struggle. Evan asked, "How do I change? I've tried, but I can't stick to anything." The old man straightened up, his eyes calm and deep. "Because you think discipline is strength. But the truth is, discipline is just tiny decisions repeated every day." He lifted his fishing rod from the water. "Like fishing, no one catches the big one on the first try, but the most patient person wins." Discipline isn't being stronger than others. It's being a little better than the person you were yesterday. The old man stared at the river for a long while. Then he said something that shocked Evan. "I gave up once too. Lost my business, lost my marriage, lost my son. There was a time I wanted to disappear completely." Evan froze. The old man continued, "Until one day, I met another old man right here by this river. He told me, 'If you want to change your life, start with 10 minutes a day.'" He chuckled softly. "Just 10 minutes, and I've been doing it for 47 years. Evan asked, 10 minutes doing what?" The old man replied, 10 minutes doing something that makes you better than yesterday. Read, run, study, clean your desk, pray, anything." The old man stood up and handed Evan the empty bucket. "Go fill this with water from the river and bring it back." Evan did. It was heavier than he expected. "Now pour it out, and do it again." Evan frowned. "Why? What's the point?" The old man said, "To understand that real change doesn't come from one big act. It comes from doing the small things, over and over, until you're sick of them, but you still do them." Evan filled the bucket again, tired but determined. The old man nodded. "That is discipline." Evan collapsed onto the grass, breathing hard. The old man looked at him and said the sentence that hit the boy hardest. "You don't need to change your whole life today. You only need to change 1% of it. Read 2 pages, run for 5 minutes, wake up 10 minutes earlier, drop 1 bad habit a day." The old man placed a gentle hand on Evan's shoulder. "You're not lacking talent. You're just lacking a beginning." The next morning, Evan came back to the river. The old man was already there, smiling as if he expected him. Evan brought a book, running shoes, a small notebook. "I want to try the 10-minute thing," he said. The old man nodded. The first 10 minutes are the small step that changes everything. 3 months passed. Evan woke up at 6 a.m., wrote 10 lines in his journal every evening, ran 15 minutes daily, read 20 pages a day, never missed a class. His grades improved. His attitude changed. His parents were amazed. Friends admired him. But the most important thing was, for the first time in his life, Evan kept a promise to himself. That spring, Evan returned to the river to thank the old man, but the bench was empty. All that remained was a folded piece of paper. "I knew you'd be okay. Keep going. 10 minutes a day." Evan smiled. From that moment on, whenever he felt like giving up, he remembered the river, the 2 buckets, and the old man who taught him the simplest truth. Discipline isn't punishment, it is freedom. If you're listening to this story, maybe you too are carrying a heavy bucket. Bad habits, procrastination, fear, doubt. But remember, you only need 10 minutes a day to become a better version of yourself. No one can do it for you, but you can do it. You truly can. If this story touched something inside you, tell me which part hit you the most. What's the 10-minute habit you want to start today? Share it below. Your comment might inspire someone else who really needs it today. If you love stories that help you grow, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here. A simple like helps this story reach someone who might need this message. I share stories like this every week. Stay with me for the next one. Thanks for listening. Your presence here truly means a lot.